In this Excel Power Query tutorial, I'll show you how to combine multiple monthly reports in Excel into one quarterly or year-to-date report using Power Query. Then you can refresh with one click when new months are added. Let's take a look. Here we have one Excel file with 3 sheet tabs for January, February, and March. Each of these sheet tabs have the exact same columns. We have the employee ID number, employee name, days worked, sick days, and overtime. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a new spreadsheet called year-to-date totals where Power Query will combine everything automatically. So this is going to mean that we have the same column headers, the same order of columns, no merged cells, and no extra title rows above the headers on each of our sheets. I'm also going to change the data on each of these sheet tabs to a table. So click on any cell in your data set and hit Control T on the keyboard. We're going to leave the box checked for my table has headers and click OK. I can come up to the table design area, drop down, and select the first option, which is light, which takes off the formatting. And then I can come up to table name, and I'm going to name this TBL underscore Jan for January. And I'm going to do the same thing for February and March. So I'm going to come over to February. We're going to hit Control T, click OK, come up and format the table, and then we're going to name this TBL underscore Feb, and then we're going to come down to March and do the same thing, hit Control T, click OK, come up to our design, and then name this TBL underscore March, or MAR. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is saved, and then I'm going to click on a new sheet, and I'm actually going to close out this spreadsheet altogether. On my new spreadsheet, I'm going to come up to the Data tab. We're going to click on Get Data from File, from Excel Workbook, and we're going to navigate to where we have those combined reports saved for the January, February, March. That's my combined monthly reports into a quarterly. I'm going to select that file and click on Import. Now I'm going to select the file folder up here and then click on Transform Data. This opens up the Power Query editor, and I'm going to come up to the Kind column and drop down, and I'm going to unselect Sheet because it's showing the 3 sheets for January, February, March, and also the 3 tables, but I really just want to work with the tables. So I'm going to uncheck Sheet and click OK, and then I just have my 3 data tables set up there for January, February, and March. Next, we see our data column with this icon next to it with the expand arrows. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to make sure that each of my columns is selected here, and then I'm going to uncheck this box that says use original column name as prefix, and then click OK. Now Power Query expands each table and stacks them into one big data set. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to keep a month column, so I'm going to use the name column for that. I'm going to double click, and we're going to call this month. And what we want to do is select the column, come up to Transform, Replace Values, click on Replace Values, and we're going to replace TBL underscore with nothing, so leave the replace with blank, and then click OK. So that cleans up our month column for January, February, and March. Now before I load it back into Excel, I definitely want to have a column that recognizes January, February, and March as a date and not just text. So I'm going to keep the month column highlighted, and I'm going to come up to Add Column, and I'm going to click on Create Custom. And here I'm going to paste in a formula. Now this formula is going to look at the month column, and if it's Jan, it's going to create a value of 1/1/2025. If it's Feb, it'll create a value of 2/1/2025, and so forth. So you can use this same formula, and if you need to update the year here, you can do so. Then go ahead and click on OK. So now we have this new custom column. We can rename it. I'm going to call it month date, because we know it's an actual date behind the scenes. Now I'm going to click and drag this column over, and I'm going to drop it in between the month and employee ID number. Now let's go ahead and clean up a few more columns of our data. If you have employee ID numbers that have leading zeros, you may want to keep this as text. So you can click on the icon next to the column header, and then we can click on text as the data type. If you want to have days worked and sick days as whole numbers, we can select one column, click Control and select the other, come back to Transform, Data Type drop down, and click on Whole Number. It'll update both at the same time. And then you can also update your overtime column if you want that to be a decimal. You can select decimal number. Now we have a few extra columns that we actually don't need to load into Excel, so I can select each of those. I can select the column, hold my Control key and select each one, right-click and remove those columns. When I'm ready, I can come back to my Home tab and click on Close and Load. Then click on Close and Load. And this loads our combined monthly reports into one table in Excel. I can come up to my Table Design tab and update the style. And now let's say we need to add our April data into the mix. We can go ahead and open up our monthly report. And we can add our April data. I'm going to click plus. We'll add a new sheet for April. And I'm just going to copy some data in here for April. All right, now I'm going to format this data and I'm going to enlarge it so you can see it a little bit better. We're going to turn this into a table, hit Control T, click OK, format the style, and we're going to rename this TBL underscore APR for April. We're going to save and we can close out. Now all we have to do on our year-to-date totals is come up to the Data tab and click on Refresh. And that will combine and add all of the April data onto the spreadsheet. Now notice that our month data column is not formatted correctly. We can right-click and select Format Cells. If we want this formatted as a date, we can pick the date option here and the type format that we want. Or if we want this to display as Jan, Feb, and Mar, which is the 3 letters of text, we can click on Custom, and in the type area here, just type MMM and click OK. So this will display as January, February, March, but it will have a date behind it. So once we analyze our data, we can pull that in and sort by date. Now that we have our monthly totals table fully combined, we can analyze the data. In my next video, I'll show you how to create a cumulative metrics dashboard using pivot tables and pivot charts with this data. If you found this video helpful, be sure and give it a thumbs up to like it. You can subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Visit my website, SharonSmithHR.com, and I'll see you in the next lesson.